Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi joined President Cyril Ramaphosa on an oversight visit to the troubled Emfuleni municipality yesterday. The municipality has been battling with a number of service delivery issues. Now, the President's visit follows appeals from political parties and civil society organizations for the municipality to be put under administration. Premier Lesufi joins us now to discuss this further. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time, Premier. You have been at the forefront, really, around the turnaround strategy at Emfuleni, joining the President yesterday with the oversight visit to this embattled municipality that's essentially been grappling with several service delivery challenges. When it comes to, the observation, we heard the President say that he's pleased with what's happening and how the intervention has taken place. What's your take?
Thank you so much, Mpho, and thanks for the opportunity. It's a mixed bag, to be quite frank, Mpho. This municipality, like any other municipality in Gauteng, is going through difficulties. We've got 11 municipalities in Gauteng. Only one, Midval, it's surviving. 10 of our municipalities are also going through difficulties. But this was the worst. There are three areas. One was obviously financial management, where majority of community members were not paying for services. And you can't sustain that for long. And therefore, it affected various service components of the municipality. Secondly, the infrastructure. They've got huge infrastructure. One, obviously, it's to render services in terms of water and sanitation. Two, it's roads. And three, it's electricity. That infrastructure collapsed completely, purely because we could not sustain the relevant pressure in terms of the numbers that have increased, but also lack of payment. Thirdly, which is worrying, is the debt that municipalities across have. This municipality owes Eskom and it owes rent water. And their bank accounts were attached, which simply means that they could not even pay for services that they need to run in their communities. So we had to intervene decisively, plead with the President, plead with the relevant ministers, especially the Minister of Water and Sanitation, because in that area, if you can't fix water and sanitation, you'll not succeed. So, sorry. We managed them to get the minister to come in, and the minister indeed intervened. We have managed to get the finances of the municipality stabilized. They still run on a deficit in terms of their budget, but at least they've stabilized them. And now, with the President coming, we're taking stock of progress. So that's what I'm saying. It's a mixed bag. That's where we've made meaningful progress. And obviously, if water and sanitation, or especially sanitation, is flowing freely, in the houses of people in the street, people not see it immediately, but we started to see people that at least are benefiting out of the national intervention. So we welcome the President's intervention, and hopefully the ministers that have been invited to be part of this program will continue to join us and support us until we conclude this task earlier next year also.
You say of the 11 municipalities, 10 municipalities are going through difficulties. Is that an admission that Gauteng's municipalities are just failing?
It's not Gauteng municipalities alone, but obviously we've gone through challenges. Mpho, during COVID, we had serious problems where ordinary citizens could not pay for water and lights. And we didn't have to be brutal. We had to accept that we need to be considerate because people are going through serious, something that we are not even aware whether it will end or not. Secondly, with load shedding, majority of big customers, for example, your malls, big firms, they've migrated to solar, hence hampering a huge resource or revenue stream of municipalities, which is electricity. So combined with that, we had also political instability, to be quite frank. We had so many political parties not agreeing and therefore bring governance challenges in majority of our municipalities in Gauteng. But that's why we've intervened. It's only one municipality, Tshwane, that is going through instability because of a long strike and they can't render services. But 9 of our municipalities now are back on track. And that is why we're giving the necessary support. But indeed, all of them went through difficulties. And we're quite excited that we've managed to lobby Eskom to scrap the debt of all these municipalities. You'll recall there was that Soweto debt and many debts that were owned by municipalities. All our municipalities applied for relief, and I'm grateful that ESCOM agreed to really give that relief, which simply means that we can start on a clean slate and give support to these municipalities.
With all the calls from political parties and civil society organizations for the Emfuleni municipality to be put under administration and the city council to be dissolved, you mentioned that you managed to get the finances stabilized. How have you done so? Because, the plan on rescuing the municipality and ensuring its financial viability should really be one that's at the forefront of your intervention there.
It's not only late, I think it's ill-informed, that call. We've been there. The municipality has been under administration for almost 3 years. Actually, in state of administration, assisting that municipalities became worse, and that's acceptance that we have. So if people want us to go back there, I think they're not only late, but I think they're ill-informed. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm remaining hopeful it's not a goods train approaching us, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're monitoring the situation almost on the monthly basis. From where we come from to where we are now, there's significant progress, but we need to accelerate it. There are many people that are still without electricity. There are many people that are still trapped inside sewer. There are many people that are still going through potholes. The streets there are in a bad state. So we had to intervene as the provincial government and pick up the worst 40 streets and fund them directly from the provincial coffers. So we'll fix 40 streets. We've persuaded the minister, the National Minister of Transport as well. Even though these are municipal managers, with municipal roads, we felt that the National Department of Transport must also come in and support us. So we are seeing progress. It can be slow from the point of view of residents there, but where we are, we really believe that we're making a meaningful and progress, and we're quite excited that the President came to rubber stamp the work that we're doing. With the President's support, we really believe we can accelerate service delivery and ensure by January next year that municipality is in a better position.
Of course, Premier, the timing of your intervention seems very well placed, just ahead of elections. We know that during the 2021 local government elections, for instance, the ANC support dropped below 50%, and the only way to retain dominance was your reliance on the smaller parties. We also understand that the EFF was barred from entering discussions with community members like the media. My colleague, in fact, Gwena Mwabelo, yesterday spoke to the EFF spokesperson, Sinao Dambo, as he responded to reports that the ANC is looking to cut ties with the EFF in Gauteng. But before you answer that, let's just take a look at what he said.
Petty electioneering. It's electioneering at the expense of service delivery. Because if the ANC could say to us the EFF is corrupt, the EFF has stolen money here, the EFF has been unable to conduct itself appropriately and deliver services to the people, then there would be a valid discussion to have. But they are not saying that even in their own discussion document that they are having about cutting ties with the EFF in municipalities. They are saying we're eating at their voter base because we're delivering services. They are saying we're utilizing the positions we have to prove that we have a good track record of governance, which is a track record of delivering services. So that is their motivation. So for them to be motivated by the fact that they must remove us, even though it may mean services are not going to be delivered to the people, means that it's an anti-people decision, it is a populist decision, it's an opportunist decision, and it is one that is based on political maneuvering over and above the interest of our people. And our people must know this, that the ANC wants to remove the EFF because the EFF is delivering services, and they're scared they're going to lose in 2024.
Let's take it back to you, Mr. Lesufi. How true is it that the ANC is indeed seeking to drop the EFF in the province? And perhaps your response to some of those assertions.
Let me start with our first statement. That if we intervene, it means we're electioneering. It's a misplaced accusation. Government is not suspended at any time. There are people that are legitimately elected to run government. What happens if water runs out of our communities? We should fold our arms and not reconnect because we are accused that we're electioneering. It's not only baseless, it's self-defeating, and it must be rejected. We are a government of the day, and we must do what government must do, render services to our people. Let me come to the second issue as well. I'm very, very reluctant to enter into a debate with the EFF on how we need to deal with issues. We run governments in Gauteng together, so it can't be selective. When it's good, it's EFF. When it's bad, it's ANC. We run these municipalities together, and if there are limitations and gaps, all of us have the right to review them. You can go to Emfuleni. When the ANC was running that municipality, they had a positive bank balance. What happens when the position of finance was given to the EFF? They've run down that municipality. They can't even pay ESCOM. So if you can't pay ESCOM, do you claim that service delivery? Surely not. It's not. And therefore, you can't use that as cheap politicking to say we want to advertise on the basis that they're doing good or not doing right. It's not correct. I think it's wrong. It's misplaced. And it's a self-praising attitude and demonstrating inexperience to run government. We've been running government for years, and therefore we can't have an institution that does not even have an experience to run government for less than 18 months to claim that they can run their services. Services are not rendered by the municipality. They're rendered by provincial government. They're rendered by national government. And majority of the funds come from the national government. So how can a municipality that is bankrupt can therefore claim that is rendering services and therefore wants to sabotage? We want to sabotage if we have to. We'll be dictated by our national organization. We're not a one-person party. We're a collective organization, and we don't run municipalities with the EFF alone, and we don't run municipalities of coalition in Gauteng alone. We run municipalities in the Eastern Cape, Nelson Mandela Bay. We run a municipality in Tequin. We run a municipality in Northwest. So when we have to take a decision, we'll take a decision on the basis of the interest of the ANC countrywide, not on the basis of the interest in one small municipality called Emfuleni or one small municipality in another area. So it's a self-defeating and self-praising attitude of an inexperienced party that does not even know how to run government.
Mm. So on that note, is that an indication of what the future looks like with your coalition with the EFF? Are you considering dropping them?
At this present moment, we are running government with all those parties that you have mentioned, not even EFF alone. PA, UDM, ATM. So we are the lead party, and therefore would respect how best do we run this government. If you feel there are other parties that are not assisting us to run that government, we reserve the right to review them. And at this present moment, the National Executive Committee of the ANC has presented an option on the table. So we'll allow the National Executive Committee of the ANC to guide us. But we don't run government with EFF. We run government with 18 other parties in our province and countrywide. And therefore, if we have to take a decision, we have to respect them first by engaging with them. We can't make an announcement on national TV that we're terminating a relationship. We don't work that way. We'll consult with the relevant parties. We'll bring areas that are not happy with to them. And if they improve or they want to improve on those particular areas, we'll then review and work together. But if they don't want, the National Executive Committee of the ANC will review and guide us on this particular matter.
Fair enough. As you engaged community members in Emfuleni yesterday, you did that behind closed doors, barring the media from accessing those talks. And, I mean, the president put a nice spin to it when he was asked by reporters as he came out of it why the media was barred from entering. He said that he wasn't aware that had happened. But, of course, that in itself speaks to some of the problems that we weren't able to hear being ventilated in that community hall. But our reporters Judy Khumalo did speak to community members who told a different story, saying that it's all very well that you're out there engaging with the community and sounding hopeful that there will indeed be a turnaround and things will get better. But as soon as you leave, the plan derails, the problems resurface, the drains that were blocked are temporarily unblocked, and then the problems resume again. That is an indication that there's very little confidence from community members that they will indeed be able to live with access to proper sanitation, and that they don't have to live in discomfort without being able to access quality service delivery.
The analysis is misplaced. It's not correct. We have interacted with communities. The president was well received by communities. We went to various houses there. So your analysis, I don't know, is based on what, because it's not what we've got on the ground. But we also have people that will be unhappy, either for political reasons or other reasons of hating the political party that is in power. And they will paint the picture that you are trying to paint as well, which is unfortunate, because our voices must not be banned. I was also taken aback when the president indicated to me when we were doing that interview that the media was not allowed. We had the media the entire day. I don't understand why would we bar them in that area. And the president have requested the team to investigate that matter. So I will personally apologize to the media. There was nothing to hide. We interacted openly with communities in front of the media. I did various media interviews. You quoted me before you started the story. We interacted with the media. They asked all questions. Why would we hide a community meeting? And we've done this before. We've not even the president was in the Northwest. Media was allowed. I think there's somebody within our media team, unfortunately, that took that decision. I saw cameras inside that venue, so I thought the media was inside. So I'll personally apologize. When you solve a problem, Mpho, will not solve the problem at once and resolve it immediately. There will be others that will see the benefits because we have started with them. There will be others that don't see the benefits because they are at the tail end. And there will be others that will be dissatisfied purely because they don't support the current political interventions that we are making. There will be political parties that were there and were not invited purely because we're interacting with various stakeholders. We're interacting with the churches, we're interacting with civic organizations, business forums, and we're also interacting with the organizations that represent young people, women, and people with disability. We have not invited political parties. So they will be obviously unhappy because they were not invited. And it's deliberate why we have not invited them, because we wanted to resolve problems. They've got platforms in Parliament to raise questions. They've got platforms to write questions to us and go through reports. So that was deliberate. And therefore they will make noise if they feel they're not part of that. We have not closed anyone out. We want to resolve these problems, to attend to these problems. And it's targeted intervention. We are targeting where there's problem of sewer. We are targeting where there's problem of water. We are targeting where there's problem of electricity. And any community member that can provide answers or guide us on this matter, we're given a platform to do so, and they've guided us. And we receive overwhelming ideas on how best to resolve the matter. And we'll do so. And we do that every month. I evaluate the situation. I meet with the executive council of that municipality literally every month. I'm hands-on to resolve that problem because Emfuleni is a strategic area that can be a major economic spin-off of our problems. I strongly believe if we put our systems in order and we take the beauty of that region, the natural things that are there, water, mountains, and many other things, that can be a major new tourist destination. So we need to do our utmost best to ensure that the basics are in place. And if the basics are in place, we'll be in a position to attract investors. And we attract investors, then we create opportunities for our people and our programs will prosper.
Very well. Thank you so much. Let me thank you for waking up early to speak to us, Mr. Lesufi. Wishing you a great day further. Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi there, speaking on the back of that oversight visit at Emfuleni, together with President Cyril Ramaphosa and other ministers.